lost. Boris hints Rishi Sunak has lost COVID travel wars, refuses to cave to pressure. Rishi Sunak, tipped by some as a future leader of the Tory party, has reportedly written to the Prime Minister pointing out the worrying impact for the economy and tourism through having tougher travel restrictions. Rishi Sunak has reportedly written to Boris Johnson calling for restrictions to be eased for people returning from abroad and for the country to put its trust in the vaccines. While some ministers are worried reopening international travel too quickly could lead to the import of a vaccine-resistant variant, others including the Chancellor want to see a relaxing of rules to help get the UK economy back on its feet. Last week the Chancellor wrote to the Prime Minister warning the UK's entry and exit rules are out of step with our international competitors and are hurting businesses. He is leading a revolt of some ministers against proposals to introduce an amber watch list to the travel traffic light system, meaning it could be upgraded to red at short notice, with arrivals having to quarantine in hotels at the cost of £1,750. Holiday favourites Spain and Italy are both thought to be being considered for the new category. The changes would be a major blow to the already beleaguered aviation industry and would likely greatly reduce the number of Britons able to take holidays abroad this summer. Appearing this afternoon to reject Mr. Sunak's arguments against the new rules, the Prime Minister said, "On travel, we have had to balance it because of the anxiety that I think a lot of people have, about importing new variants, bringing back the disease. Holidaymakers face uncertainty while stricter measures are also having an impact generally on the economy," is the message from the Chancellor, with ministers to meet on Thursday to discuss travel rules for August. It comes with claims that the UK has got tougher measures in place than other European countries and that jobs are being affected. A source has told the newspaper that the letter to the Prime Minister will tell him that it is time to ease back the restrictions and points specifically to city firms having a disadvantage when competing with European competitors for trade with the US. It comes with many UK tourists unsure whether to risk going abroad this summer in case the rules may change and they will suddenly have to undergo self-isolation, as was the case recently with France. The new Amber Plus listing was given to France due to a worrying rise of the variant, and it has been rumoured that Spain could also be put into this category. At the same time, it is expected that up to 12 countries could be put on the green list for travel. But the government is reported to be considering a new category of an amber watch list for countries that could have stricter controls imposed, with Spain and Greece feared to be in this group. Information from the Joint Biosecurity Centre, JBC, on the risks involved will be made available to ministers earlier in the week, but at this stage both Sunak and Johnson are pushing for holidays to go ahead. A senior government source told, "Rishi and the PM are concerned that we've got the benefit from vaccinating so many people and yet we are an outlier in terms of how draconian we are about travel." Ministers are also believed to be considering whether the Delta variant should be still called a variant of concern, as it is the dominant strain, and a change description would remove some countries from tighter controls. Downing Street sources have pointed to the decision to open up travel to those who are fully vaccinated coming from the US and European Union as an example of Johnson's own desire to see more open borders in Britain. Sunak's push for travel restrictions to be softened comes only days after scientists advising the government on coronavirus warned, in papers published on Friday, that any increase in foreign travel this summer is concerning. The daily average of coronavirus-related deaths, those dying within 28 days of a positive test, has increased by 9% over the past week, with hospital admissions up by almost a fifth.